Do you want to be so good at Wattson that your teammates rage like this?
You have 61,000 kills. Get off the fucking game. Go outside.
Do you want your match recaps to look like this? Or this? Do you want stats like these on Wattson? Well, today is your lucky day, because I'm going to drop some tips for beginners that will have you playing Wattson like a pro in no time. In today's video, I'm going to break down what makes Wattson unique, and that is her perimeter security, also known as her fences. Fences are one of the most underrated and underappreciated tactical abilities in all of Apex due to its unforgiving stun and the ability to zone teams off, making them want to second guess pushing you. Most good Wattson players know how to use fences to put opponents in sticky situations and then capitalize on them. When opponents walk through fences, they take 20 damage unless they're fortified, and they are stunned for 3 seconds. If you're being chased, fences are great for helping you create some distance from your opponents. If you're not being chased and you're either waiting for them to run into your traps or you're just using them aggressively, it's a great moment to capitalize on the effects of the stun. Fences also will reveal the location of where enemies are in case you have used multiple and aren't sure which one has been tripped, and you'll receive a voice quip as well. Each node of the fence has 25 health, which means you don't have to work too hard to break them, but good Wattsons will place them at angles that force you out of cover if you do attempt to do so. One thing that's so cool about fences is they're so easy to place, but there's so many intricate and different things you can do with these. Today we're just going to go over the barest of the bare minimum. To place a fence, all you're going to have to do is put 2 nodes down within 30 meters of each other and make sure they're connected. Boom, there's your fence. It should be noted that when you or any of your teammates are standing where the fence would be, it actually disappears and goes down for a minute, but the second you get off of it, it snaps back pretty instantaneously. And once it's back up, it will be dealing damage and revealing their location to enemies. But while you're standing there, people can pass through freely as you are going to deactivate the fence. One of the best parts of Wattson's kit is her ultimate ability, her interception pylon. Although we're not going to get too far into that in this video, it is important to note that when her ultimate has been placed, if Wattson is standing within the radius of it, it will greatly decrease her cooldown for her nodes, from about 15 seconds to 3 seconds per node. I truly believe that when Wattson is standing in her ult, she is the most dangerous version of herself. What I'm about to do now is just show you some gameplay and kind of show different places that I would put the fences if I was playing on Olympus, as that's one of the maps in rotation as of right now. So let's start with the basics. So when I'm landing, I'm always thinking about if someone's around me, and if they are, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Very simple, probably the most basic fence that you can run. Just like that, right? Now, if they come through, they're going to take damage and it breaks the door as well. So we have that fence off rip. Another place that I like to fence is anywhere around zip lines. So we're going to do this zip line first. Obviously there's 2 right here, but this one is pretty hard to avoid. If they come up, the only way that they're not going to get hit is if they jump this way. And if I really wanted to, I could take this and extend it even further, which means, honestly, don't think it's possible. I come up, I'm getting hit that way. Even if I jump as far as I can this way, I'm still getting hit, right? Also, same thing applies right here. We're just going to keep this node since it's already down, but I'm going to fence this one up as well. As you can see, right through it every single time. You can jump it if you want, but most times you're not going to be doing that. You're just not going to think about doing it. It's so close, you're probably just thinking to yourself that you're going to have to tank it. Another example of fencing off these zip lines would be something like this. Obviously in Gardens there's this one zip line right here that brings you up, and a simple fence pattern that I would put would literally just be this right here, kind of covering it all completely. You want to get as close as you can, but obviously in the heat of the moment you have time to be all precise. But now if they come up, no matter which way they go, if they want to come out, they got to go through it. It's very simple. There's not really much avoiding it. You can stand on these sides, but at the end of the day, you're still going to have to go through it or shoot it and break it. And if a Wattson is playing nearby and they see you trying to break it, they're going to get an angle on you and probably punish you for it. Here's yet another zipline you can do this for. Obviously, this is getting kind of repetitive, but it's important that you understand that all of these ziplines are ones that you can fence off and they will all give you the same result. Especially if you know that the zone is forcing a team to take a certain zipline, this is going to punish them and it's going to reward you for getting that placement earlier on in the match. Now this one is a little bit riskier in my video because I don't have any heals or loot or anything really, but we're going to go ahead and try to show you this. I'm going to put my ultimate down for this one, but this is a little advanced and kind of scummy thing you can do. Not really scummy, but you know, this is just Wattson things. I'm gonna get a gun just in case I need to be safe, because we are about to be somewhere a little bit hotter. But one thing that Wattson mains love to do is fence off these portals. Now these portals used to be a little bit different. You used to come out of the phase immediately and you would have a little bit of invulnerability regardless of whether you were wraith or not. Now you come out immediately with your guns out and all that stuff, but at the cost of your invulnerability. So all I'm going to do is create a little bit of a zigzag, put them back together, boom. Now what this is going to do is when people come out, they're going to be stunned immediately. So if you are down terribly for RP on this Olympus rank split, or if you just want to be that troll that everybody hates, including me sometimes I'm that guy, all you got to do is sit right here, wait for someone to come through, boom, 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 they're dead. It's very simple. It's very useful as well, very effective. Obviously they can always just turn around and go back through it, but if you're quick enough, they're going to come back through it and be knocked. So keep that in mind. Since it's ring 1 and this is for a YouTube video, I'm going to go ahead and actually run into the ring. I just realized my ping is actually abnormally high. Probably not healthy, but I'm going to show you guys one of everyone's favorite places to fence up, and you're probably already familiar with it, but if you're not, let's go ahead and go over here. Very, very simple. Let's not die to the ring. That would be terrible. Maybe there's some syringes. We'll get them on the way back. But I'm just going to go up this zip line and do what I do best. What might that be? Very simple. Boom. Fence. Works every time. If you're getting chased from below, you have to come up through this. I've seen plenty of Wattson players. I don't advise this because I do think it is some coward strats if it's not in ranked. But I've seen plenty of players sit in this corner right here and light somebody up. It works every time. It's very hard to break. Free kill every time you go up there. Let's craft some heals real quick. Oh no, this could be bad. The timing is actually... Am I gonna die in my tutorial for my video? No, I can't die. Am I gonna die in my own tutorial? No, I think we're chilling, right? We're chilling. We're no, for the video. So the last thing I'm going to present you, now that we've showed you a few ways to place these fences, is actually what I think to be the best loadouts to run / weapons if you are going to try to play off of your fences. With Wattson, obviously you have free reign over weapons at any point in the game, but if you are going to play off of your fences, I think it is most rewarding to use weapons that have the highest DPS during that little 3-second period where they're stunned, right? So off the rip, we're going to have to go with really any SMG, but specifically the Prowler. I believe at this moment the Prowler is the fastest and highest DPS. Obviously in 3 seconds, that is going to take anybody down. That's a red armored dummy right there. Basically almost all body shots. I'm doing crazy damage just like that. Maybe a few headshots. I'm just that good, you know, but that's besides the point. As you can see, it's insane. The damage output on a no mag Prowler is nuts, and if someone's stunned, there's not going to be too much tracking involved, so you always want to look towards maybe having a Prowler or some sort of SMG. I'm also going to recommend the car as well, just because it is very powerful and probably everybody's favorite SMG after it's been out for a little while. Now you see right there, I didn't one clip the dummy, but only because I didn't want to. It's not because I'm actually kind of bad or anything, but that's beside the point. So besides the SMGs, I think you cannot go wrong at all with the shotgun, especially if you are good at crosshair placement. Me being a controller player, you know, it's not as challenging as it might be for mouse and keyboard. But do I really need to show you guys how powerful these weapons are? Let's say you're camping a zipline. You can literally choke a peacekeeper, wait for someone to come up, boom, body shot 99. I mean, numbers are hard. Or boom, headshot, they come up 121, they're done. You hit somebody for 121 after they're stunned, like they might as well leave and just speed run going back to lobby, right? So I'm always going to recommend the Peacekeeper. The Mastiff is another great weapon. Really any shotgun. The Eva even might work in this scenario. I don't know. You can run Eva if you're weird. Get with the meta because Eva's out of it. But I'm going to recommend SMGs and shotguns. And lastly, I'm going to have to recommend my baby, the GOAT weapon, possibly the greatest weapon in all of video game history, the Wingman. Now 3 headshots, 3 97s. It's just a powerful gun. Obviously I'm not hitting my shots, so it doesn't really showcase that, But when someone's stunned, you're going to get a lot of shots and not a lot of them moving, like I said earlier. So you're going to have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of damage in a short period of time. Imagine if you have someone come up a zipline and they get triple wingman headshot. And 3 shots right there that kills somebody with red armor. Imagine if all 3 of your teammates are, or you and your 2 teammates are literally pre-aiming and they come up the zipline and boom, boom, boom. Look at that. It's that simple. It's that simple. You need to run weapons like that. Weapons I would not advise are something like maybe the Sentinel charge rifle, longbow. I'm not even running the longbow this season because I'm too lazy to craft it. I wouldn't recommend something like the P20 unless it has hammer points. The RE45 isn't terrible, but it's just not as good as any of the other SMGs. And assault rifles are obviously powerful as well. Anything with a lower rate of fire is something you got to consider carefully before doing this, just because if the damage per second is not going to be up to par with maybe some of these other weapons, they're just not worth it, right? In the grand scheme of things, you need to think about how you're going to play and what weapons you'd like to carry. Obviously, if you've ever watched me, you know I don't place a lot of fences, but when I do, I try to be nearby so I can actually capitalize on them. And normally I have a wingman and a peacekeeper, or a wingman and some sort of shotgun, or maybe like a wingman and an R9. I'm always going to keep that wingman on me if it's possible, just because I love it. I'm a one-trick wingman user. It's just that simple. But with weapons that are going to deal a lot of damage fast, you want those over weapons that are like the Rampage, for example, where it just has an insanely large mag and is forgiven to someone who maybe might not hit all their shots. This just is too slow. By the time you get all that off, you'll probably still kill the player, because most people who get in fences kind of give up. But it's just not as efficient as other weapons. Obviously, you're good with any care package weapon, even the freaking scout. I would take the scout. Imagine someone comes up and you boom, double tap, they're done, right? It's crazy. Scout's a strong weapon as well. But these are the weapons that I would consider using. Definitely the SMGs, shotguns, and the wingman. You can still use whatever weapon you want. Don't let me tell you how to play the game. Obviously, you might not have as much fun as I do. You might prefer to run this or that loadout. I know a lot of people do not like the wingman like I like it, and that is understandable. I have aim assist, so anything I'm saying to a mouse and keyboard player could be invalidated. We're not sure. That part's up in the air. But that is the rundown for the weapons I would run if I'm going to play off of my fences. Obviously, at the end of the day, with these fences, you're limited by only your own creativity. You can do whatever you want with them. If you can find places where you can place the fences, then go for it. If you think it's going to work, try it out. If it doesn't work, now you know. Don't ever get worried about bad fence placement, because there's no such thing as a bad fence. That might be a lie. I might have just lied to you in my YouTube video, but I didn't know where I was going with that. I didn't script this outro, but I do appreciate you if you are this far into the video. If you did enjoy this content, you found it educational, you just like listening to me talk, maybe I put you to sleep, maybe I have a nice voice like that, maybe I actually helped you a little bit, maybe I changed your perception of what weapons you should run for the future, consider subscribing. It helps the channel out greatly. You can always unsubscribe whenever you want, free of charge. Drop a like. Let me know your favorite part of the video in the comments as well. It would mean a lot to me. I'll be talking to some of you guys in the comments. Thank you so much if you watched it all the way through, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.